Today is a beautiful day to learn some math. Let's get started. So here we have this polynomial, and we're going to divide it by a single term, which is the monomial. Whenever we're given this kind of expression, we want to make sure that we divide the monomial into every single term in the numerator. So we're going to do -10, a to the 7th, y to the 5th, over -5, a to the 5th, b to the 3rd. In our next step, we're going to do 25, a to the 5th, b to the 2nd power, over -5, a to the 5th, b to the 3rd power. Then in our last step, we're going to do -55, a to the 7th, b to the 5th, over -5, a to the 5th, b to the 3rd. Once you have separated every single term, now we can begin to solve. So keep in mind, for the first part, we have -10 divided by -5. So an important rule to remember, if you have a negative divided by a negative, it would give you a positive. If you have a negative divided by a positive, it will give you a negative. So these are just some things to point out. Always make sure to check your signs. So now, since we have -10 divided by -5, we will get a +2. Now here's where we get to the tricky part, the exponents. We have a to the 7th over a to the 5th. So whenever we're dividing these exponents, we're supposed to subtract. We do 7 minus 5, that will give us 2, making it a to the 2nd power. Then we have y to the 5th. Notice we don't have y to the 5th on the bottom. It's just like saying y to the 5th divided by 1. You would just be left with y to the 5th. So now we have b to the 3rd. We can just leave it as is because we don't have a b on the top. Now let's get to our next session. We have a positive divided by a negative. Based on positives divided by negative, it will give you a negative number. Now we can do 25 divided by 5. That will just give you 5. Now we have a to the 5th over a to the 5th. Anything divided by itself will just give you 1. We don't have to physically put 1 because if you do -5 times 1, it will just give you -5. So we leave it alone. Now we have b to the 2nd over b to the 3rd. Here's where it gets tricky. 2 minus 3 will give you a -1, but we cannot have a negative exponent, so we have to flip it. This will now become 1 over b. So anything 1 over b times -5, that will just give you -5 over b. Our next step, we have -55 divided by -5. Keep in mind when you're dividing these two, it will turn positive, making it +11. Now we have a to the 7th over a to the 5th. You still do the same steps. 7 minus 5, that will just give you 2. So making this a to the 2nd power. You're going to leave it on the top. Now we have b to the 5th over b to the 3rd power. Again, 5 minus 3, that will just give you 2, making this b to the 2nd power. So now I'm just going to transfer this over. So this will be 11a squared b squared. So now, to make our math a little more prettier, let's just group these terms back together. So now we're going to write our final answer. This will be 2a squared y to the 5th over b to the 3rd. Then we're going to write -5 over b, and then plus 11a squared b squared.